Today, Binance sent shockwaves through the cryptocurrency markets and sent the price of cryptos just down 10 to 15% in a lot of cases. The rest of the story is right here. Today, Binance decided not to bail out its major competitor, FTX. FTX is another exchange, and it's not small by any means. It was a major competitor to Binance, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. So why did Binance decide not to go through with the deal? And what were the ramifications, and why did it happen? Well, Binance sent out a letter of intent to buy FTX a few days ago. In that letter of intent, of course, they always have what they call a due diligence clause. Well, that due diligence clause allowed them to open up the books of FTX to find out what's really going on. How big is the hole that they dug for themselves? And, if Binance decided to invest in them and try to pull them out of that hole, were they going to get pulled in the hole with them? Or would they be able to survive it and expand, and it would be a good deal for both? Well, let's look at what the markets thought about them pulling out. Well, where Bitcoin was right around the $20,000 mark yesterday, it totally tanked today when I took this snapshot at 14% down, almost 15%. Ethereum over 15% down. Many of the cryptocurrencies went down in price. The biggest loser is the FTT coin that went down 80% of its value yesterday and continued on its way down today and took the rest of the market with it when Binance decided not to bail out their major competitor, FTX. So what was in their statement that gives us a clue as to what happened? Well, here's the article on CoinDesk today. And basically it says, as a result of corporate due diligence, well, there's that due diligence clause kicking in right there, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations, we have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. Okay, wow, that's a big deal. In other words, when they opened the books of FTX and they heard the news reports that there's several possible allegations of mishandled customer funds, they said, no, we're not going to touch this baby. It says, in the beginning, our hope was to be able to support FTX, but the issues are beyond our control or ability to help. We're talking about the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, and it was beyond their ability to help out a competitor that was smaller than they were. And here they go on to say, every time a major player in the industry fails, retail consumers will suffer. We have seen over the last several years that the crypto ecosystem is becoming more resilient, and we believe that in time that outliers that misuse user funds will be weeded out by the free market. As regulatory frameworks are developed, and as the industry continues to evolve towards greater decentralization, the ecosystem will grow stronger, the spokesman added. Okay, so they intimate that part of the challenge was, of course, the fact that they were potentially going to be liable for misuse of user funds, lawsuits, and fines by the federal government, by the U.S. federal agencies anyway. That obviously is a big deal. So let's move on. What really happened to FTX? What was it that they saw when they opened up their books? FTX was supposed to be a separate company from Alameda. And we're talking about Alameda Research at this point, which was another crypto exchange based in California for the United States. Now, but Alameda apparently held a disproportionate amount of its balance sheet in the FTX exchange token, FTT. That token was illiquid. In other words, it had already gone down by 80%. Now they're doing their due diligence and seeing that not only do they have a problem with FTX, but Alameda, that was owned by FTX or supported by FTX, was a holder of the FTT coin also. So selling them would have meant crashing the price of FTT. In other words, as the FTT coins started going down in value, Alameda couldn't get out of the coin. Well, why is that such a big deal? Why is it a big deal that some of their assets would become illiquid? Most corporations have assets. They have treasuries. They have a certain amount on their balance sheet that they keep in a liquid or illiquid state. So that's not unusual. But the problem was that they couldn't get rid of FTT because it had lost value. But when documents showed that Alameda had been borrowing millions of dollars against FTT, rumors spread across Twitter that FTX was loaning out user funds to Alameda and using its own illiquid FTT token as collateral. So Alameda was getting loans from FTX using the FTT as collateral. Now the FTT is worthless. And the user funds that FTX had loaned to Alameda as an investment were now lost. Okay? So basically, they were printing money so they could lend itself funds. There's the big deal. So not only did they lose the value of the FTT, but also Alameda brought down another huge portion of FTX.com in the process by receiving loans from them and then no collateral to support those loans. So FTX couldn't call in their loan. FTX couldn't get their user money back. Now the users, when they wanted to withdraw their money, didn't have the money to withdraw because FTX couldn't get their money back from Alameda. That's a problem. Now, why is this a big deal? I mean, we've seen Voyager go down. We've seen a lot of other companies go down with it. And this year has been obviously not a very good year on cryptos since cryptos began going down so rapidly. We're finding the cracking point of a lot of these companies that were not liquid, were not following good best practices when it came to managing money within their corporations. And here's part of the big deal that we could end up living with the negative impact for many years. FTX's insolvency is particularly galling given SBF. SBF is the owner or major stockholder, CEO of FTX. He had a previous reputation among regulators as one of the good guys. In fact, he was sort of a crypto golden boy. He was Joe Biden's second largest donor in the 2020 election and a major donor in the 2022 midterms, and a constant presence in DC seeking to provide a friendly face to regulators that were already suspicious of the crypto industry. Okay, so now what's happening? Here you have the person who's supposed to be the friendly face of crypto, and now he's caught with his hand in the cookie jar, having mismanaged user funds, probably racking up fines and losing billions of dollars of his users' money. We've got a problem, Houston, and there's unfortunately no way to get around this one, and Binance knows the hole is too big for even them to fill in and help out. So if you like the information you got in this video, please hit that like button down there, and please help us grow the channel by hitting that subscribe button as well, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. Thanks.